Hi, I'm Andres Aya with Aya Percussion and Ensemble Block, bringing you the 2022-23 Timpani All-State tutorial videos. We are using the 32-29-26 GCE to start. We're in 9/8. I'm going to take it slower since this is a tutorial video. Make sure you set up the drums in a natural position for your arm position. Don't just come up to the drums and start playing. Make sure your stool is at the correct height for you. You always want to have a descending angle in your arm here. You don't want it flat or above flat. You want it just slightly down, okay? And that gives you leverage on some crosses and also gives you options when you're rolling. Make sure you set up the drums so that when you're relaxed, you can just rotate and you're going to hit in a nice spot without having to think about it. I'm using French grip, which means my thumbs are on top. Even when I'm playing soft, I'm going to try to pull the sound out of the drum to get articulation. I'm using the Innovative Percussion BT6s. We'll talk about muting a little bit more as we go through here, but I like to keep muting minimal so it's not distracting. It enhances and not takes away from the performance. In this tutorial, I'm really going to focus on your tuning and transition because a lot of kids make that an afterthought and don't really plan it out. And if you have your tuning set up as part of the music, you're going to be more consistent. Also, you have to have a plan with your feet and when to turn and when to rotate. So we're going to talk about all those things and as we go through this nice and slow. So let's go about 50 with the triplet. Okay, so we have the metronome set at 50 here with the triplet on. Now, I am starting at piano, so it's not that loud. Now, even though it's soft, you don't want to be too soft. Consider your environment when you're auditioning. Think about what the judge is hearing, considering the room size and where you're located in the audition room. Okay, and think about if it might be piano to you, but what does it sound like to the judge? Try to consider those things. So right now I'm in an auditorium, so I don't want to play too soft. And again, I'm using piston stroke, and I have passive back fingers here, and I'm really trying to use my spring of I'm trying to really spring from my thumb and first and middle, and get some pop to it, even though it's nice and low. Okay. Also, when you play with piston stroke, it kind of dummy proofs your sound quality. So you're not going to accidentally have different touch on different parts of the drum or different rhythms if they're slower, okay? So use that piston stroke to your advantage for sound and consistency. All right, first measure. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly. Now, especially when you have that double right, make sure that second it sounds exactly like the first. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Ready, go. Okay, pretty straightforward there. Really no muting to be done there. When we get to measure 2, same idea, but I'm doing a putter to left. And again, make sure that second left sounds just like the first left. And again, if you're using piston stroke consistently, that's going to help with your consistency. Okay? All right, let's do measure 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Make sure you're thinking about the 8th notes the whole time, even without the metronome, so you don't rush the last note. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. All right, and really feel where that downbeat is as well, okay? Okay, so let's take the third measure here. We have a triplet 8th note rest here to start. Now I'm deciding to go left, left here. You could cross here if you wanted to. I'm choosing left, left because I want to make sure on the top drum that I'm really paying attention to my hit spot. A lot of times in region auditions as a judge, I've noticed that kids really mess up the hit spots on the top drums. So that top drum is less forgiving and you need to make sure you're getting a good sound. So I don't like to put the crossover there or a double right. I really want to leave my right there and make sure it's on a good hit spot, which again is about 1/3 from center to the edge, about 1/3 in, okay? Also use your ears. Don't just play and let there be a bad sound. Use your ears all the time. These bottom 2 drums are a little more forgiving on hit spot sound quality, and also that's not very fast with that double left. And again, my right hand's just sitting here waiting for a good hit spot. So then right there, I start my roll there. Now, I said I'm using French grip throughout. Now, I do that to take advantage of articulation, so I can really lift on that French grip. But when I'm rolling, I want to make sure that it has a nice smooth sound. I really don't want to hear too much rhythm. So So I go back to match grip when I do rolls, but I also separate my hands. I feel like when I separate my hands on rolls, it has a rounder sound. Listen to me move to the center. I don't know if you can hear that in the microphone, but when I play towards the center, even though I have the same touch and same height and same grip, you can kind of hear a little more articulation, and we don't want that on a roll. So I'm going to immediately separate my hands for that roll. Okay, and of course I'm going to crescendo for 3 big beats there. Okay, so let's do the third measure here. 1 lolly, go lolly. Of course we have 2 more beats of roll, but I'm going to stop there. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 1, 2. Now, at the end of that roll, it's not tied, so there's going to be a little bit of a break before you hit beat 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm really going to re-articulate on beat 3, and I'm going to go back to the center position with my French grip. Okay, so we're going to take the first line and finish the roll to beat 3 of measure 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Again, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay. All right, we're going to keep going into measure 4. Of course, we're on beat 3 here. Okay, right, left, 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. We're at fortissimo. 2, 3, 1, ready, go. And make sure you're really lifting and getting a good sound. Do not downstroke. Do not overplay these timpani. Now, let's talk about range for a second. We just did piano, and we've got all the way to fortissimo. Now, on timpani, I've also noticed as a judge over many years, timpani is usually one of the worst etudes we hear. One, because kids aren't really great at timpani and they don't practice timpani as much as snare drum and marimba and what have you. Also, typically a school has 1 set of timpani, so there's just not that many timpani to practice on. Also, maybe some kids don't really enjoy the timpani. So there's a lot of reasons why timpani is going to suffer, okay? But if you think about this, I always told my students this, if you are good at the timpani etude, it's like double the points because everybody else is probably going to be not so great at it. So if you're really, really good at timpani, that could really separate you. Of course, being consistent over all the 4 etudes is very important. It's probably more important than one individual etude being the best in the room, is being consistent overall. But timpani, I think it could really separate you if you're really good at timpani. So make sure you think about that. Now, all that to say that a lot of times also the touch is what's missing on timpani. You have kids that think playing loud is being aggressive and that's going to be rewarded, and it's not. A judge will hear a horrible sound and just really, really punish you. So make sure you're not playing too loud, okay? You have to be have a full sound, but you can't be bombastic and offensive, okay? So when we get here, you're instantly done with me as a judge, okay? So make sure you're getting a nice sound. That makes sense according to the other dynamics. You also don't want to play too soft either, okay? If I have someone going, I don't want that confidence in the region band or Allstate. So it's a fine balance. You can't play too soft, can't play too loud. So make sure you're playing with a good sound that makes sense for the environment, and also that you're not overplaying or underplaying, okay? All right, so here we go. So here is measure 5. Straight up 8 notes, pretty easy here, and then 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. One, ready, go. And you have a chance to really turn your shoulders and get a good hit spot right there. A lot of times kids will just kind of like look at their music and accidentally play in a bad hit spot. You're going to have moments where you do memorize on the timpani and use that to your advantage for turning your shoulders, especially to the low drum. So here's measure 6. Let's get a hold of that dotted rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready. Dotted note and 3, 4. Dotted note and 3, 4. Make sure you're waiting at dotted note and 3, 4. Dotted note and 3, 4. Don't come in early and play dotted na ba ba ba, right? Make sure you're strict in time. So let's go ahead and finish this. Make sure you don't rush through your rests either. 1, ready, go. Dotted note and 3, 4. Rest. 1, ready, go. Dotted note and 3. Rest. So let's hear from beat 3 of measure 4 through the second line. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay, when you have this crossover here, in measure 6 on beat 5, the important part in these crossovers is that you keep your hands nice and low. If you are keeping your left hand kind of too high, you're going to have to play your right hand even higher. That's a bad angle to hit. Okay, we want a nice sound, nice and low. Also, you don't want to travel like a rainbow. Try to travel as flat as possible. Okay, try to get your hands nice and low. Okay, so we're in measure 7, line 3. Now we have our first tuning change here, which we're going to really get into in a second here. We have some crosses here. Again, keep your hands nice and low, and keep your hands nice and flat, and travel straight, not in a big rainbow. Now I'm deciding to do a double left, right, left, left. And the reason why I'm choosing to do that is I have some tuning coming up, which means I have some muting coming up. So when I'm doing this right, left, left, I could already have this E muted. Yes, the E is not going to ring that much, but I don't want any sound while I'm tuning. So I'm going to go right, left, left, and then right on the downbeat, I'm going to throw both hands down on these two drums, and that's already muted. So here's one of the things I like to approach with tuning. When we are tuning, I want to think about what are the first pitches that I'm going to play. So let's say, for example, when measure 8, we're about to play the G first. So I want to tune towards that G. So I'm going to tune opposite. I'm going to tune the top drum first, then the middle, and that already sends my hands down this way, as opposed to tuning here, and then I got to get all the way down here, okay? Because these tuning changes are really fast. So every split second counts. Okay, so as I finish here, right, left, practice with me. Go right, left, left. You're already done muting on the E. Throw both hands down. When I'm muting, I also like to turn my hands a little bit so that I don't accidentally hit the drum when I'm muting. So I kind of turn the sticks in, and that way they're in no man's land here, okay? So let's try that. Right, left, mute the top, mute both of these. Okay, I also like to use one finger to hold the stick, and I kind of Spider-Man everything else out, okay? And also when you're muting, make sure you're muting in a hit spot, not in the center, not on the edge, not on the side, right where you would hit. That's the best place to mute, okay? So here's what I'm choosing to do. I'm going to give my tuning beats. So I'm going to tune my feet are already on the 26 and 29 like they have from the beginning, and I'm going to start with the right foot. And I can use my gauges, of course, but it would be good to kind of get the pitches in your head as well with the piano or a marimba. And I have E to D, and then I have C to B. You might want to practice those pitches singing. E, D, C, B. And I know we're percussionists and we're not choir kids, but you can replicate a pitch, okay? So you want to get used to that. So I'm going to tune the E to D pretty quickly on one beat. So I'm going to go right, left, left, tune. Right when I'm muted, I'm tuning the D down. So I don't need to look at the drums that I'm muting, so I can look at the drum that I'm tuning. Okay, so that kills two birds with one stone. Okay, so I'm going to go right, left, left, down. Okay, now on the next beat, so now I have two big beats. So I'm going to use the next measure, measure 8, to tune my C to the B, and I'm going to do it over a half note, 1, 2, and I'm tuning and I'm also getting set to play. So I'm giving myself 2 beats to do that because I want to make sure I'm in a good playing position when I'm ready to play. So let's do this nice and slow. So we're going to go right, left, mute the top, tune and mute down to the D, then I'm going to tune to the B right there while I'm getting set, and then I'm going to play my left hand on the next beat. Now, you could also play your right hand on the next beat. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's put this kind of in time slowly. I'm going to go down to 40 to work on this tuning. So set it back here, C to E. 1, so we're on beat 2 of 7. 1, ready, go. Tune, tune. Okay, and now you hear I'm tuned up. Okay, let's try that again. All right, here we go. 1, ready, go. Tune, tune, set. Okay, seems like plenty of time, especially when you have a system, but of course we're under tempo. Let's take it back up to 50, and let's get that going. I would also suggest memorizing your tuning. Okay, again, make it a rhythm and a structure, memorize it. Okay, you need to practice your tune changes just like you practice your music. 1, ready, go. Ready to go, okay? Let's try it. Even though we're not going up to tempo, let's go ahead and try it at tempo, see what happens. So I'm gonna go 62, because the range is 62 to 69. I like to go in high school all-state music at the slowest tempo because I can control the space more and it sounds less panicked. So 62, here we go. 1, 2, go. Okay, ready to go. Let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, all right, see now that we have a structure, that's pretty easy. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the next phrase here so that we can practice getting right into the rhythm as well with the tuning. You could go right, right, left, right, which means your right hand's going. Not that bad, okay, but it has a lot of crossovers there. I found myself wanting to go left, right, left, right. Now, first of all, alternating is great on timpani because it helps with sound quality, but I really feel like if I go left first, yes, I do another right and there's a cross here, but because I'm about to go to the top drum, I feel like my right hand gets out of the way on the 16th note. Like there's an issue hitting these drums up here. It's this left to right here, but if you just pay attention to that right and trust that you know where the hit spots are at the top, I feel like that's better than the crossover for me, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's do this at 50. 1, ready, go. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay, so let's do that with the tuning. Okay, so I'm going to go back to G, C, E, okay? And let's go and take it from measure 7, okay? And so, you know what, actually let's do all of line 3 and practice our tuning and playing. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay, so when we get to measure 10, there's something you might not think about here, but we need our feet to be set up on the 32 and 29. So we have to decide when are we going to make that shift. And I think the easiest part is when we're stuck on this 29. Okay, I'm going to move there. Okay, simple as that. Okay, so something you need to think about, mark it in your music. Of course, I'm hitting my center hit spot and my French grip, and then I'm going to separate my hands for this roll. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the first note in the good hit spot, and then I'm going to separate my hands. My Timpani is going to naturally decay on its own, so we don't need to roll that fast here. So I'm going kind of slow to fast and just kind of letting the mallets dribble out there. Okay, now there's no time to mute there, so I'm not really going to worry about muting too much here. So let's get to that rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Rest. Hit that rest hard. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Rest. Now we have rest and 2, 3, rest and 5, 6, 7. Okay? And this is only mezzo forte, still a good sound, but not too soft, not too loud. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 1 and 2, 3, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Rest and 2, 3, rest and 5, 6. Okay, now we have our first triplet and triplet 8, 9, 1, ready, go. Triplet 8, 9. Now really try to dig that out. Triplet 8, 9. Don't make it sound like a roll. Triplet 8, 9. All right, so let's try all of measure 11. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. 1, ready, go. Okay, again, you have a nice rest on 1 that you need to make sure you're thinking about. Rest. So now we're getting into measure 12 here. So if you have rest and 2 and 4 and. Now I'm choosing to do a double right because I know how fast it's going to go eventually. You could bring the left up there as well pretty easily. Okay, but I feel like my right hand's already there and my left hand is not going to have to go from the bottom to the top to the middle. I'm kind of saving my left hand there, okay? And my hands are kind of already there. Rest. Okay? And that way I don't accidentally play louder as I'm shifting that left up there. Okay, it's only mezzo forte. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. And then immediately louder there. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay, so let's try all of line 10. Let's go ahead and practice shifting our feet over as well. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay, my feet are still in the 32 and 29. I'm at measure 13. I have these crosses here. Keep your left hand nice and low and try to treble nice and flat, not like a rainbow. Feel like your hands are really close to your body. Okay? So let's put that in time. There's a lot of rests here, so make sure you're counting. Triple the 2, rest. Triple the 5, rest. 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's get to 9 and make sure we're doing that right. Rest, rest, 7, 8, 9. Okay? All right, now let's finish to the downbeat. 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, 7, 8. Okay, again. 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, 7, 8. Okay, pretty simple there. Now let's finish here. We'll keep our right hand on the top and just kind of slide our left hand down as we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Okay, and at the end here, we go from the bottom 2 drums. And again, we're about to talk about muting here. We're going to mute this top drum and slide down. Okay, let's just practice those last 3 notes. Mute, slide. When you slide down to the 29, that's going to be beat 1 of the next measure, measure 15, right when we're going to tune this A, which we're going to talk about right now. Okay, so let's just try to get through this line real quick. So here is 13. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, 7, 8. Let's put a little gadget going into measure 14 so we hear some weight on 1. Da da dee da 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 dee da 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 da. Rest, rest, 7, 8. Da 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 da. So we kind of feel that feel. Da 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 da. Don't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, put a little weight on there so we let the judge feel the beat. Okay, so let's talk about tuning and measure 14 to 15 here. So my feet are already on the 32 and 29. I'm over here. I'm muting the 32 when I hit the 26. Okay, so practice that. Let's keep the left hand on the G while we're tuning, and we can swipe. So let's go 1, let's go 7, 8, 9, sweep. Okay, and then start tuning these drums, okay? So let's try it nice and slow. One, ready, go. 1, ready, go. Now, right when you mute this drum, tune this to the A, okay? Tune the C, tune the F, 1, ready, go. A little flat on the 32. I'm going to practice that again. Now it doesn't help my gauge is broken here, so I'm doing it by feel. Let's try it. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Last drum, 3, set, ready, go. Okay, great. All right, so let's try that faster. Let's go to 50. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Tune the A, tune the C, tune the F, set, ready, go. Okay, let's do this at tempo. One, two, three, 1, ready, go. Tune the A, tune the C, tune the F, set, ready, go. Okay? All right, so we're at measure 17 here. We're in 3-2, so essentially we're keeping the beat the same, but we're feeling in a duple. So if you need to, put on 16th notes, and you can kind of feel it, the 8th note on the 16th notes. So pretty straightforward here, easy stickings. Okay, we're still at forte. Okay, we do have a cross there. Keep your hands nice and low like we've been talking about. You're not getting too crazy with your arm movement there before the big beat 3. Okay, let's try measure 17. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, so the next beat is essentially, if you're thinking about these, like if you're thinking about the 8th notes, like 16 notes in the metronome, it's going to be on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay, make sure you hold the roll with a block of sound until that rest. Okay, don't let it like dissipate. 1. That is a typical error when I hear region kids play, is it's always like a big floppy downstroke on a roll, and then it just falls out. Now, sometimes your roll decrescendos, and most of the time, but on the times that it doesn't, we don't want to hear that. Okay, so keep rebound going when we have a roll that's just sustains, and even crescendos obviously is going to get higher, but we don't want to accidentally downstroke and play lower for no reason. Okay, so keep it nice and full with rebound in the same height. Let's try that measure by itself. 18. Ready, go. 1. Rest, rest, rest. Okay? All right. Now we can switch back to our triplet feel that we had earlier. Triplet. You have time to mute here. Triplet, triplet. 1, ready, go. Trip. Okay? All right, so let's take the metronyms out of that. All right, so let's try all of line. Let's try all of that line. So starting on measure 17. 2, ready, go. Again, 2, ready, go. Essentially, measure 20, we just keep that feel going. So essentially, we still feel this in triplets at 50. We're going slower right now. Okay, of course, we're still feeling this exact same way, so it's nice that they gave us a little segue into this. So this is measure 20. Okay, now notice I did a double left at the end there because I'm choosing to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right on these little figures that keep coming back. Now you could go left, right, right, left, right, 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 left, right. You could also do that, but again, like I said earlier in measure 8, I'm choosing not to do that, okay? So, also notice on that roll, I did not connect it. I kind of re-articulated and re-articulated on that third big beat. Let's try it. 1, ready, go. 1, ready, go. 1, ready, go. Okay, so here is measure 21. Kind of similar to measure 8, and then we have a rest, and then we hit on 8 and 9. So pretty simple here. 1, ready, go. Rest. 1, ready, go. Rest. 1, ready, go. Rest. Okay, so we're in measure 22 now. Pretty simple here. Make sure you're getting a good hit spot and even sounds. And then we're just going to descend with our left hand and back up. Now, make sure you're listening here because your 26 is probably going to be louder than your 32-29. So make sure, if anything, you might have to balance your right hand down here, okay? About that left hand being very articulate, okay? So that's 2 beats. Okay, now the next big beat is the exact same pattern, but in a triplet form. So each eighth note gets a triplet. Triple the boom. 1, ready, go. So this is one of the hardest tuning changes, which means it's going to have some tough muting as well. So let's give this a shot. So we know this 26 is not going to ring that much, so even if I touch it a little bit, it's not going to bother me as much as hearing the 32 ring over. So let's do this slowly. Triplet, when we hit. So let's practice muting the 29 first with our left because it's available since my right hand's hitting the last note. Then I'm going to sweep over here to the 29 and then just move like that. So let's just practice muting. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. This is not going to be as clean as the others. Boom, boom, boom as far as rhythm. But we can try to have this 32 muted by beat 1. So I'm almost making it a continuation of the triplet. 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 That's what I'm trying. Triplet. Okay, you might hear the 29 ring over, but that's better than the 32. And you can keep that 32 down as you're tuning. And again, we're going to tune from the top down because we're playing these bottom drums first. Our feet are ready here to tune, so we're going to tune high to low. Okay, so I have my hands finishing here on the 32 and the 26. I've got to bring this down to E flat in one beat, and then I'm going to take this down to B flat in one beat. I'm going to take 2 beats to shift my left foot over and tune this down to a G and get set. Again, I'm giving myself more time at the end so I get a good hit spot. Okay, so let's try that. So we're going to go triplet, 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 tune, tune, tune over 2 beats, play. So I'm on this triplet. On the last big beat here, I'm going to go triplet, 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 tune the F down to E flat in one beat, tune the C down to B flat in one beat, move my left foot over, and maybe you need to move your right for balance, and get 2 beats to tune this G and get set to play that downbeat. Okay, let's do this in time slowly at 40. One, ready, go. Tune, 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 set, ready, go. All right, let's do that again slowly. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Tune, 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 set, ready, go. Yeah, a little flat on the E flat, but I'm getting better with time here. Okay, let's try it at 50. This is the hardest tuning change for me right now. It's gonna take time. You gotta practice your tuning. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Did pretty good. All right, let's try that tempo, 62. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Woo! All right. Okay, loop that, go back, loop it, do what you got to do to work on that tuning. On top of all that craziness, you've got a new tempo here. Boom, boom, boom. That kind of comes out of nowhere. Now, in the tempo 62, your triplet is here. 1 lolly, 2 lolly. If you think every other, bop, that's close. Bop, 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 bop. It's a little under tempo, so you're going to have to use that as reference if you need, or just memorize what 112 is. Bum, bum, bum. Or find a song at 112 that kind of fits in your head. Okay, so even though this new section at measure 25 is at 112, we're going to take it slow at 92. And it's pretty straightforward here to the end here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, you can do some muting there because you have time. If you feel like that's too much, I feel like you definitely want to mute that bottom drum. I don't feel like that 29 is going to bother us too much. So you could do as much or as little as you want there. Okay. Now, when we get to the next measure, 1, 2, and roll. Again, I have a short roll. I'm going to separate my hands and then rearticulate on the next beat. Have a little bit of space there. So I have. Again, and go. Okay, pretty simple there. Next part. Ready, go. Ready, pretty easy. Ready, go. second beat to get over, okay? So you get a good hit spot in this 32. Okay, practice moving on one. Ready, go. 1, ready, go. Now, so I noticed something twice as I was practicing. The first time, I kind of cheated that last left so I could get over here, and it sounded weaker. And then the second time, because I was moving, I accidentally hit the rim. So I'm thinking that as I'm practicing this, I'm thinking a double right might be worth it, okay, at the end there. So I can get my body over, my left hand's not having to do that. So I'm moving only my right hand on one. I kind of like that now that I'm trying that, okay? Now on these two here, you have time to mute the 32. Now again, if that makes you sound worse or you're hitting the drum or the rim on accident, don't do it. Okay? All right, so let's play that whole line. 25. 1, 2, ready, go. With the muting and go. Now on measure 29, we have this forte piano. So I'm going to hit, and I'm not going to roll right away, and I'm also going to separate my hands, and I'm going to sneak in, okay? I would practice this just playing soft after. And see if you can really sneak in. Don't do the crescendo yet. Okay, after you establish a soft dynamic, then crescendo. Okay, maybe after beat 2. Ready, go. 1, sneak in. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you have to get your left hand over for that last note, and there's a little bit of a break too, so you don't have a lot of time to do this. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. Notice I stopped the roll early and then re-articulated with my left hand. Ready, go. 1, sneak in, grow. Okay, all right. Now we have these crossovers here, which we've talked about earlier. Keep your hands nice and low and don't travel in a rainbow. Okay, so we have measure 30. Ready, go. Ready, go. Ready, go. Okay, now we have the same thing in measure 31, but it's right, right. And it starts with a very soft roll. So sneak, so really kind of downstroke those last two without being harsh and sneak in. So let's practice without the crescendo yet. And then eventually we're going to add that crescendo, okay? But make sure you establish a low dynamic first. Put that low dynamic in the judge's ear, okay? So let's do measure 32, let's do measure 31 and 32. Ready, go. Downstroke, 2, 3, 1, 2, again, and go. Okay, again, a little more space at the end there since it's not connected. Ready, go. 3, 1, a little bit of space there because it's not connected. Okay, so let's do all that line, 29. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. Now at 33, pretty simple here. Triplet, 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 triplet. So your hands are taking you in the direction of the drums with the natural alternating sticking. And then we have a crossover, triplet, duple. And we have a duple at the end. Now the duple, I'm choosing to mute the 26 because I have time. And that duple left is not that difficult. And then I'm just going to sweep over and mute these two drums. Okay, so I have triplet, 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 cross, duple. And again, I'm muting on the second note of that left, and then I'm going to sweep over. So let's practice from the crossover. Ready, go. Triplet, duple. Triplet, mute, mute. Cross, mute, mute. Cross, mute, mute. Cross, mute, mute. You can have to practice this. Maybe memorize it. Okay, so one final tuning change. We don't have to tune the G here, so our feet are already set on these top two drums. So we're going up to C, and we're going up to E. So not that bad, and you actually have 2 beats finally for each drum. So I'm going to go tune, 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 play. Ready, go. Tune to C, tune to E, play. Pretty easy on that one. That's the easiest tuning you're going to get. We're back to where we started with our tuning, G, C, E. Okay, let's try that again. In tempo, we'll go 112 so we get a feel for how that is. 1, 2, ready, go. Tune, 2, tune, 2. Pretty simple. Again. 1, 2, ready, go. Tune to C, tune to E, play. Okay? All right. So now let's look at the last phrase here. So let's back it up to 190 again. So our forte now, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than we just finished. Let's just do that much. 1, a 2, a 3, and a 1, a 2, and a 3, dotted note, Make sure we get that on the right part of the beat and don't accent it. Ready, go. Okay, some people might choose to do a double there. Depends if you sound good doing that. Okay, maybe at 112 that sounds good for you. But these crosses are going to be faster at 112, but alternating is best, so see what you can do there. Okay, I'm going to alternate. Ready, go. Dotted note, 1, E, and a 2, E, and a. All right, so now I'm going to do some crossovers here. 1, E. Let's really practice that. 1, E. Let's get 16s on. Ready, and go. 1, E. Ready, and go. And 1, where that E is, so you're ready to go. Okay, can't just guess that out. So let's do it from 38. Ready, go. Ready, and go. Okay, let's finish it. Ready, go. 2, 3. A little bit of a break there. 3 count roll, pretty easy, and grow. Okay, don't get too gross with your sound. Okay, let's finish this. So we have ready, go. Pretty easy. Get your body to help you get there. Turn your body before your hands, so it's kind of a sling, okay? Use your body, lower body to help you there. Then we have a 2-beat roll. Yeah, so at the end here, I'm going to mute the 32 first, then this drum, and the E is really not going to be ringing that much. So I'm going to just kind of swipe over and do that last, okay? So let's practice that our last roll. 1, 2. Okay, so let's try it from beat 3 of 40. Ready, go. Listen to what you're hearing. You might not even need to sweep over for that 26. It depends on your drums, okay? All right, so let's try all of that last phrase. So here is 37. 1, 2, ready, go. One more time. Ready, go. Again, that you can kind of hear a little bit from that 26, but maybe slowly mute it. Maybe in a calm way, sweep your hand over instead of a quick one. Okay. Okay. You're probably not going to hear that in an audition room if you're further back or if there's a barrier. Okay. All right. So let's practice the transition, the last 2 lines with that tuning. 1, 2, ready, only mezzo forte. Tune to C, tune to E. All right, guys, good luck on your practicing.